Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and well, man, uh, how do I say this? So history repeats itself again, and it looks like the spirit of Don Matrick manifested in spiritual form behind Doug Bowser's back, fisted him, and then did make him do that fucking monologue about the 2013 Xbox One presentation like a fucking moped, my friend. So Doug Bowser just pulled it off a Don Madrick. Yeah, I'm going to show you what needs to be said here. Can't afford Switch 2? Fortunately, we have a cheaper product. It's called the First Switch. Oh, and we are not making that out. So, as we look into Nintendo Switch 2 and you think about the feature sets that I'm talking about, we believe that the pricing is appropriate for the value of the machine and the gameplay experience overall, he said. I'm going to say this. Even it's going to sound like I'm going to defend Sony. Because look what it was the PSP, PlayStation Portable, and the PS3. You had games. Some games actually run on the 1.0 version. You you had the digital access to certain games, yeah, you know, with the beginning of 10 and whatnot, but it was not egregious, or should I say it? At first, it wasn't just like, they told you, hey, if you pay digital, it's going to cost you even less. There were half truths and half lies there. But while also, this is something that you don't have in modern day hardware of consoles. Games running at 1.0 versions. Even there's barely one of those anymore. Second off, PS3, you could put your images, your movies, your music. You could say, yeah, I want this hentai background in my PS3. I wouldn't give a shit. As just as the same with the PSP. And also, there were some features where certain games allowed you to play music while you were playing a game. You had your own music in your background. Yeah, let's do that. And then with the PSP, it was the same, but for some, not all games. I remember that with the Need for Speed, but at least it showed you that that was the feature there. And I remember Need for Speed Shift from the PlayStation Portable. If you got the chance to play that game, I hope you remember that it can. If you had your gallery inside the memory card, you could actually put your hentai pictures that you had there, storage it, and put it onto your car and run with us in the in the multiplayer. I didn't have the chance to play with the multiplayer, but as far as I know, that was fucking possible, and it was just nice. Fucking great. Now, the rest of the features I said, does a modern day console have that? Fuck no. You have teams, PS3 have teams, Xbox 360 had teams, but you had to pay for them. Well, I have to say, yeah, well, it was the same with the PS3. Well, at least, what's good with the PSP, if you homebrew that one, you could actually have your customized themes. Yeah, it was a good feature, in my opinion. And then, well, Xbox 360, you can actually play your music if you storage it inside the console. The problem is, it was so fucking restricted. With Xbox One and PS4, yeah, that shit just went gone. You cannot actually storage that content. You have to have external storage to play it. And so the cycle goes into being more anti-consumer, more anti-friendly with the stuff they are selling you. Nintendo Switch doesn't even have a fucking browser there. And yeah, you can say many arguments. Now I say that well, you already implemented that shit. Why you're taking it away? Oh, because they are going to homebrew our consoles, and we can't allow that. And at the end of the day, they still homebrew that shit. They jailbreak it, so they are making a fool of themselves here. Now with the Switch, yeah, you can say yeah, but the games. Okay, you focus on the games. That's fine. I don't disagree. But holy fuck, at this point, look what the features they are taking away. They are taking away physical media. They are adding more news to DRM your ass. And just spend the same amount of money. They spending the same amount of money in making video games first party. But now they want to charge you extra $30 for it. And they're using this excuse because it's well orchestrated. You're telling your loyal book leaking consumer base, the Nintendrons, to tell you, hey, this game is going to cost you even more if you play it physically. Just pay $10 less. Despite that it's already $70. And then they're going to say, oh, because inflation now, and we are not making any physical gains. We are going to just charge you $10 more for digital moving forward. They keep moving the goalposts. You know what I mean? They move the goalposts in giving you less and nickel and diming you even more. So yeah, this run went too long, but here it goes. Bowser, who spoke with the CBC prior to the US pre-order pause, noted that the previous generation of Switch devices will still be supported, included with a selection of new games coming out late this year. And I was watching this channel, Modern Vintage Gaming, which proved, hey, you know how they fixed the backwards compatibility with the Switch one because they are different in different architectures. They did it with emulation, man. And you cannot make this shit up. They are using emulation. So what does it mean? They are so against emulation because they don't want to make fool of themselves that yeah, we are using the things that authors did for free and we are going to charge for it. Because look what they are doing with the Legend of Zelda games. They're telling you, yeah, the frame rate and the graphical, quote unquote graphical improvements are left behind a $30 price tag. Oh man. Yeah, the insanity of this company. Or even the original Xbox, now that I think about it, you could actually put your music inside that console. You know, like I keep saying, it was less restrictive. The games running on the disc, running on the disc or the cartridge drive, the you have that reading with that data to actually play your games, and they removed that away partially in the Switch, and now they are doing it entirely with the Switch 2 by doing the same shit as done Matrix with the Xbox One era. Xbox never recovered. Some loyalist Xbox fans around that time ditched Xbox because that insane stupid practices. But how is possible that Nintendrons are so far off their ass? They put their heads out of their ass so fucking hard that they are just going to turn into a fucking black hole and disappear into existence just to defend this company, doing the same shit that Xbox did to their fans. Because, well, here goes. We recognize that there are some people that may not be able to afford to switch to price point. Dude, even if I could save my Switch and then save a little money and I could afford it, but I'm not going to do that shit. Nah, at this point, yeah, Switch is just going to be my remaining last console. That's why we wanted to make the other Switch platforms available so people still have an opportunity to come into our gaming universe. That's why we wanted to make the other Switch platforms available. So, hey, if you are too poor, get a piece, get a Nintendo Switch. Oh, man. There is so much to laugh at because I have seen many channels in YouTube and on such people on social media dunking on the mouth breathing Nintendrons. All these big YouTuber channels, they are just destroying themselves. They are destroying their own careers because they are defending something that, hey, in history, not much over a decade. At this point, just a decade. They tried to do. They got so much backlash. Xbox never recovered from this one. It was never the same. It went to the worst. That's why they actually had to do this backwards compatibility that is not actually properly working. If I dare to say, because yeah, I have my that catalog. I have physical games. My problem is I have to put that game on the disk drive and I have to download the full game. Not installing it with the remaining data just like you could do in the Xbox 360. Fucking download the game. And it's for the same shit for the Nintendo Switch too. To play Nintendo Switch games. But what about the older games? They are still putting them in a subscription, so you have to be connected to internet. And I have to tell you, I live in a fucking country with a internet company that it only gives me 2 megabytes of, of surfing there. Uh, my speed to my internet speed is 2 fucking megabytes, man. At best, it goes to 20 when it's actually working for fucking once in their life. So yeah, gaming is a problem nowadays because of this shit. Downloading tons of gigabytes of games, not putting them on SSDs, just to have like the same crap for and at overprice. Nintendo, if you play the Wii games or the 3DS games, there's fucking exclusives. I have to tell you, at this point, you already played all the Nintendo games because they keep recycling. Sure, they appeal to children. Because that's their target audience. But while repeating the same cycle and saying, yeah, we're going to charge more. Hey, inflation is up, but my salary is not up. Not everyone's salary in the entire world are like that because of inflation, but hey, line must go up in some other way. And they are doing this shit. They are just repeating all the same fucking mistakes with Xbox. And the fact that the Nintendos are willing to give them a pass is just fucking disgusting. They don't deserve a pass. Nah, fuck off with that shit. They deserve to be dunked. But either way, if Nintendo Switch 2 succeeds, man, at this point, yeah, it's the crash of the gaming industry is eventually going to happen because everyone wants to follow the $80 price tag, $90 price tag for even less content, and also the Nicola Diamond with the DLC, season passes, now battle passes, microtransactions on top of that, microtransactions that have microtransactions, paywall, everything. At this point, I'm just sticking to gacha games, man. They, yeah, this is insanity. But hey, they really wanted to repeat this because they said, yeah, look at how Nintendo thinks of their Nintendos also. Just like we say that, yeah, they're very fucking stupid for defending Nintendo. Nintendo's thinking the same. Oh, they're fucking stupid for defending us. We are going to nickel and dime them. We are going to take away more money by giving them the same shit. And we are using this excuse. Oh yeah, the micro SD that is so fucking special. Micro SD Express. The DRM. At this point, yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 is a glorified Xbox One portable. Even you say, oh, but I still can put my Nintendo Switch physical games there. You have to download those games still, and it doesn't work for all games apparently. There is so much speculation because the way how they're doing this shit. Ah man, nah, I say it so much about Nintendo at this point, but yeah, like this one is like the best example right now. With the the way how they are saying, yeah, this is appropriate and this is inappropriate. The fucking hypocrisy is just astonishing. You used to get more. Even if you say, yeah, some features were useless, but they were trying, man. They were trying. Nintendo, the last thing they tried that wasn't new is fucking selling you car box at overpriced amounts of money. You know, car box, you could get it from Amazon if you order something big enough. And at least the box is for free. Whether you want in your delivery is not my concern. But holy fuck, man. It's inexcusable. You cannot defend this. But Nintendo are willing to put us with that one. And also, I have to say to end this video, if if Nintendo Switch succeeds and everyone is following the pricing, yeah, what people are going to remain to put up with that pricing? The big YouTubers that have the money, yeah, they are going to still do that. The average one at this point they are just going back to playing older games. The younger generations that they are just going back into retro gaming despite they never were alive in that time to experience it. They are experiencing right now. Yeah, this crash deserves to happen. It's going to be hilarious for the years to come. If the crashing of the AAA legacy industry and console in video game industry as a whole crash, man, if the final blow is Nintendo Dragon's Dick sucking, man, I'm just going to laugh for the rest of my life. I'm going to laugh my ass off so fucking hard. Yeah, I'm going to be out of oxygen and pass away with a happy face. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching and please take care.